This is Character Asked It. You already know Character did it. I am here with Breadwinner. Bro, tell us about yourself. What do you do? Who are you?
I'm an independent songwriter and artist from Austin, New York. I work on music, I work on film, also work on social media and brand building.
All right. You're from New York?
Yeah,
How old are you?
I'm 35. I'll be 36 in August.
Man, I'm 35 too. I'll be 36 in April. Bro, it's the best time of your life. I don't let the haters hate, bro. People talk shit about my age. Guy was talking shit about my age online the other day. He was like, oh, look at these old ass motherfuckers talk about Instagram threads. I was like, is there an age limit?
I mean, I don't even look at 30 or 40 as being old. I want to get older.
Exactly, bro. And like, dude, you're so dumb in your 20s. I don't care what you say. You're so much wiser in your 30s. Your 30s is the best time of your life, in my opinion.
Yeah, both of you are wiser in your 30s.
Facts, bro.
There's a lot
So
of years that's still acting young, but
let's start at the beginning, man. What was your upbringing like? What was childhood like for you?
I had a pretty good childhood. I had my mom, my dad. They worked very hard, to make sure that I was good. That I had food, clothes. The regular shit that you need growing up. I didn't have a hard child life. You know what I mean? Like I didn't have the struggles that most people come across or whatever the case. My parents made sure that they worked very hard to make sure that I had. Like so, I can't sit here and be like, oh, I had a rough upbringing, or I didn't have my parents. And I had both of my parents very active in my life growing up. They raised me themselves, so I didn't have a harsh child life coming up.
I mean, there's nothing wrong with that, bro. What'd you do after high school?
I work.
All right. So what'd you do? What was the first job out of high school?
Well, I worked during high school too, so
All right.
I can't say out of high school. But my first job out of high school, I think I was working at the VA hospital. I was working in food service, so I
Okay.
think I was working in the VA hospital after high school.
All
Yeah,
right.
I was.
How'd you get on the music hustle?
I've been doing music all my life. I've been around music all my life. As far as professionally, I would probably say maybe like 5 years, 6 years now professionally. So growing up, I was always around my family members, my cousins. I looked them as brothers. They did music. Shout out to CR and John J. Breadwinner. They definitely was like a big advocate for me doing music, just going to the studio with them, watching what they do, hearing how they rap and seeing the reaction to people. That definitely played a big part. And then as I got older and I started to learn the business part of it, that's when it started to get serious. So I would say I started to learn the business part like around 2018, 19 was around the time I started to look into the business part of it besides the creative part. Is the music industry is more business than it is creative.
No
And
doubt.
starting out, you don't really know that. You would think that everything was just about, having a catchy hook and having hard bars. But then the deeper you go into the business and the more you learn, you start to realize, it's a lot of strategy and a lot of planning and a lot of marketing, but the majority of the stuff that you consume. So once you start learning the business, you start to learn how to navigate your material to the right places. Like there's a lot of independent artists right now and they're just putting out content everywhere, and it's like that works and it's cool, but it'll be better for you to strategically figure out where your sound is more accepted at and then flood it there. You know what I mean? Like instead of just flooding it everywhere and not getting the results that you want back, and then ultimately deteriorating you from wanting to actually do the craft. Learn a little bit more about the business, and if you really love and have passion for the craft, it's gonna ignite a bigger fire for you to go harder when it's time for you to do your part. But I would definitely suggest everybody to really look more into the business aspect of it, because it's more business than it is actual music.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely. And that's what 90% of independent artists do not understand, and I said 90%. I stopped myself from saying 99% because it's probably 99, bro. You're not gonna blow up off of just posting your music on Instagram and sending it to group chats. It's never gonna happen. It's not. This is not 2016, the SoundCloud
I mean,
era.
it could happen if you have the right budget to back it. Wow.
Okay, It's pay to play, bro. I don't care what
Yeah,
platform you're posting it on. It's pay to play. You put money behind it, you see results.
you'll see results. Like, and I can't say the more money you put behind it, the better results, because that'll be a myth. But as long as you
Smart
have
money.
some type of
Smart
budget,
money.
that you put some type of budget aside to promote and actually do a proper rollout for the record or the project that you're doing. Like even now to this day, I don't do it every time, but when I do have the budget and I have the time, I try to set a nice proper rollout for the single, so that way when the song is actually out, it has the press that it needs to attach to it. Hopefully it'll have a video attached to it. It'll have some type of, interviews or something attached to it. You don't want to just have your song and then your video and then that's it. And then you just working on the next one. You will always want to give the customers a little bit more than what they're already getting with the record. So you have to package it right. Like back in the day, they will give you 3 singles with the video. They'll give you a whole radio tour with the press conference and everything. Now it's like they don't really want to do it like that. The bigger the artist, the bigger it is for the promotion. So it's like now you got to compete with these juggernauts that got millions and billions of dollars that can invest in one record. And you got to try to, like I tell people all the time, the minimum for most record labels or even a minor record label is $250,000 to invest in a record. So if you're not thinking on the plateau of that, then you're already shorting yourself. Record companies are already willing to invest $250,000 in an artist that nobody heard of now. What is your chances of making it, and you're not willing to invest $50?
Exactly, bro. Pay to play, and how bad do you want it? At the end of the day, how bad do you want it?
See, that part, I feel like people get tricked in because they be wanting it bad, but they don't know what they actually signing up for that they want. So be clear on what you want to be or where you want to be at in this music industry, because everybody thinks that you have to be the artist to make a lot of money or to make money, and that's far from the truth. Because truth be told, most of the artists don't make that much money. It's all of the people that's actually investing and creating that for that artist to have that image and that sound that's making the majority of the money. The artist got to go out there and work the record after that. You know what I mean? Like, so keep that in mind when you're thinking about this music business or this music career. Where do you actually fit in the music career? Because not everybody is going to fit in to be an artist. Not everybody's going to fit in to be a producer. So you have to figure it out as you go.
Absolutely, bro. No, that's 100% facts. How long, or what made you start making music in the first place?
Honestly, it was the only thing that I really knew how to do, that I felt like I could keep doing it without having anybody with some type of control.
When did you start recording?
I started recording, I would say, probably back in like 2008.
How did that come about?
Well, my boy, his older brother had a software on his computer that he was recording off of.
That's unusual from back then in 2008, bro. People didn't have that.
Well, back then they had Fruity Loops. They had
yeah, but it wasn't like it was today, man.
They had a bunch of studios that you could do at home, and I started with that, and from there I just kept diving deeper and deeper. I was going to other studios and stuff, but then I would just always think like, yo, am I really gonna want to pay this guy, and hopefully this shit sounds better or sounds good? And then I got to the point where it's like, I don't really want to pay somebody something that I could actually do myself You know what I mean? So then I started to learn how to mix and engineering. This is why I say learning the business is very important, because you'll realize by learning the business first, you're paying way more people that at the beginning stages where you could do half of the stuff you do by yourself. Like right now, judging off my social media and stuff, people would think I got a manager, I got a PR, and I'm with a team. And it's totally the opposite from that. I haven't never had a manager. I
Mm-hmm.
probably paid for two different PRs maybe twice. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's just certain things that once you learn the business, you'll learn how to save money, and you'll learn where to put the money at properly. See, if I didn't learn the business at the time where I did, I probably would have been like most other artists and just paying a PR or paying to get a manager and then being mad
That
that
never
I'm not
happened.
getting the results that I want, but I'm not actually in a predicament
Yep.
to have them there. You get what I'm saying? Like, to have a PR, to have a manager and paying them, you have to have a respectable and a substantial amount of material. You have to have some type of material for them to manage, for them to market. So you're an independent artist and you're starting out and you have maybe 3 songs and you're looking for a manager and a peer. Just doesn't make sense businessly. You feel what I'm saying? Like, it does. You haven't
Right.
put
You need
nowhere
more
near your
product. You need more product.
product. You have to have more products so they can know what to market you as. And this is why I say it's best to learn a little bit more about the business instead of just worrying about, the talent and putting out the records and stuff. Because like I said, you'll waste so much money going that route, not just by not knowing. And they're gonna take advantage of you. They're not gonna not take your money. They got bills, they got families to feed. So they're gonna take your money.
Just
They're gonna
all
take
day
your money.
long, bro. The music
Might
industry
put you
is
on a
full of
little
them.
blog, but they're definitely gonna take your money. Like most of the blogs that I got on myself. It was 2 ladies. Shout out to Britt Burt and shout out to Tracy Mitchell that did most of my PR work. But other besides them, I've networked with the people myself, and I got myself on most of those blogs. Other than that, and shout out to Zenith Marketing. Zenith Marketing, I work with them a lot too. So it's like, if it wasn't for me learning what I learned on my own, I probably would have been paying a manager or a PR that helped me get this and helped me obtain that stuff. A lot of the stuff that I learned that I obtained on my own probably saved myself a few $100,000.
Damn. Damn. All right.
Basically.
So how we linked was you sent a message in a group chat that I'm in, that we're in together, that you were talking about you were wanting to help people with their bills, bro. And
Right.
first off, I have an undying respect for that. But tell me about that. Tell me what makes you decide to do that. Tell me why do you do that?
Well, honestly, everybody needs help. And the way that the social media era is, everybody thinks everybody's winning all the time. And that's just simply not the truth. People are ashamed to say when they need help or ashamed to ask for help. And I feel like, when you're in a position to help somebody, you should actually help. You feel what I'm saying? Granted, not everybody is always in a position to help, but once you're in a position to help, you should take that to your full advantage and help somebody just because you was there before. You feel what
Fucking
I'm saying?
right,
Like, you
bro.
was there before. So why not help somebody else that's there now? Just in case something ever goes wrong, they be able to help you. They'll be able to be like, yo, I remember I was fucked up. I didn't know what to do. And this person out of nowhere just came and helped me. So now,
Mm.
a few years down the line, you're in a bad predicament. That person might be like, you know what? I remembered you. You know what I mean? Like,
Pay it forward.
in this beat, everybody feels like you're always gonna be winning or you're gonna always be on top, and that's just sadly not the truth. You know what I mean? It's just really not the truth of it. You're not gonna always win. You're not gonna always be on top. And the best way to make your fall a less hard fall is to help as many people as you can on your way.
Damn, bro. That's beautifully said. And I couldn't agree more. And I have the same mindset. I'm that was the question I was most excited to ask you because I wanted to hear your answer, and that's what I was hoping it was. It is a beautiful mindset to have, and we need 10 million more of you, bro.
We really should. If you think about it, if more kings back in the time where kings were running majority of the world, if they were to have that simplicity, they probably would still be running the world right now. We would probably still have kings and queens all over the place. The reason why we
Damn, that's
don't
a
is
good
because
point.
they got overthrown because they made it up there and they just kept saying fuck everybody else at the bottom, and they just kept going to the top and to the top, and they kept saying, well, I'm up here, y'all down there, and y'all got to do this
Bro,
because
you
I'm up
just
here,
blew my
instead of
mind
saying,
for real. Like, what?
here, get up here, let me bring some of y'all up here, then when y'all get up here I can move further up, once I bring y'all up. You get what I'm saying? Like, but no, they want to stay there. They want to keep people captivized and stuff like this. So then it becomes a power of overturning. So now they get overturned, and now there's no king. There's nobody to rule nothing. And now everybody's just running like a chicken with their head cut off. And I feel like that's where the society is. They don't have nobody with good morals that's going to tell them, no, this is wrong, and we should actually do it this way. That's it. No, this is wrong. We should try to do it this way. They rather just be like, you know what? Forget about it. It's not bothering me. Like all of that little stuff, it does bother. It affects everybody. The more you keep saying it's not affecting me, the more it's going to affect you. If it doesn't affect you now, it's going to affect your next generation and your next generation. Then you're going to be sitting like, how the hell did we end up here? This is why we are sitting like how we are now. How the hell we ended up here? I tell people all the time, the world changes very fast. And if you don't pick up on the changes and be stern with your morals, you're gonna fall victim to the world and the changes. You're just gonna go with the change. You have to stand for something or you're fall for anything.
Damn right, bro. I love the way you just said everything you just said. You just explained the reason for the downfall of monarchism, that I've never heard before. It's so true, and it's such a representation of what we all need to do as people. Because I've had other conversation and interviews about how I just want to build everyone up around me, and I'm not even asking for anything from them, because once I build them up, and they're in a position that's better than when they're at now, bro, there's something I can get from them, and it's not a greedy thing. It's how life works, bro. Keep the money moving.
It's definitely how life works. If people don't understand really that life is so valuable, that's probably why they're so non-caring about stuff and wanting to put somebody else down to bring them up. But that doesn't even make sense logically if you think about it. How do you put somebody else down to bring yourself up? That just doesn't sound right to me logically. So now I'll think about it. If I had to put somebody down for me to get up, what happens when that person gets back up now?
Ooh.
You don't think I'm going to be one of the first people that they want to like, I literally pushed this person down for me to get where I'm at. So now that they're back up and they're moving and grooving, you do not think that I'm going to be one of the first people that they're going to want to see go down some type of way? It's just beyond me. It's just beyond me.
And also, you're not going to stay at the top. So on your way down, you're going to run into everybody that you built your way up with.
You're going to see everybody, and they're going to watch you go down, and they're going to say, I knew this was going to happen.
Damn right, bro.
That's what happens to just about every king. This is why Princess Diana was so special. Because she was a princess that wasn't a princess. She was so down to earth and relatable that the royal family was looking like, how are you so comfortable around these people? Why do you feel like you are as of them? And she's trying to tell them, because I am. There's nothing different from me and them besides what you tell them.
Damn right.
This is why
bro.
This is why she was so a big figment.
And that's
not only over there, but over here. Because what other princess or prince was ever a big figure over there and in America?
No one. That's probably also why you're not here anymore. We won't talk about that. You know what I mean? Like, anyway, you know.
You know what I mean? Like, she treated America like that was her second home. Still to this day, you haven't seen nobody else from the royal family come to America as much as she did.
You're right. You're right, bro. I remember the moment she died, bro. I was in Ocean City, Maryland, on the boardwalk, and time froze on the boardwalk. Like everybody stopped. Everybody was turning to TVs. There was no cell phones at the time, so everybody just went to TVs. Everything changed in that moment. It was crazy.
Changed the whole vibe of the world. Was like, this can't be for real. Like, this can't be for real.
Exactly, bro. It was, yeah. It was a wild time. It was a wild time. But anyway,
Really
getting back to you, bro. Getting back to you. Tell me about the biggest accomplishments that you've achieved.
I would say my biggest accomplishment is staying independent.
Mm. Have you been got offers?
Yeah, I had a few offers. I had a couple. They just wasn't the best offer for me, but they were good offers. They weren't that bad of a deal. They just weren't the best offer for me. I feel like a deal should be lucrative on both ends. So if you're winning, I should win as well. Two of the deals that I had, they wanted too much control. One of the deals that I had offered, it was like a binding deal. So it was like any other deals or any other contracts that was to come about, they would get a percentage off it, even if they didn't have nothing to do with making that deal come about. Wow. Just basically they wanted to own the name, which was another problem for me. I came up with this name myself. I put the name out. I built up the hype around the name. Now y'all just want to take the likelihood of my name and then plaster it everywhere, and I don't get paid for it. It just doesn't sit right with me. It just doesn't sit right with me. So until I find like a deal or a partnership that's, you know, worth my energy and as well as my time and my money, then I'll sign. But other than that, I haven't came across anything like that. So my biggest accomplishment is staying independent.
Respect to that, for real. Respect. And tell me about the biggest obstacles you faced trying to do that.
The biggest obstacle I face being independent is people saying you are better off with a deal. Because in their mind, I don't think they understand how business works. So my biggest obstacle would be facing the industry as far as the labels, finding a balanced ground where, you know, songwriters are respected and paid. You know, there's a lot of songwriters that's not paid, and they're responsible for most of your favorite songs and they're not paid, and then somebody else actually owns the rights and gets the royalty off that, and the artists don't even get paid. So now it's like, come on now, like the artists that I wrote the song for is not really getting paid, so it's not like they could dish out some bread to me like, yo, I know you did this, good looking. They're not getting paid how they should get paid. I'm not getting paid. Shoot, the producer's not getting paid. Like, nobody's really getting paid like how they're supposed to be getting paid. So until that really happens, it's always going to be a big conflict with, you know, the industry and songwriters and independent artists or even signed artists. This is why so many people try to buy out their contract so they could get certain royalties and revenues that they would miss while they were in that contract.
Absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
So I would say that's like,
people don't understand how many songwriters are involved in the biggest pop songs that you know. Everybody talk about ghostwriters. Everybody got ghostwriter. Everybody in the industry, the superstars, every single one of them got ghostwriters. And they're called ghostwriters because they're not paid. It's not because they don't want to be credited.
See, that's where the trickery comes in, because some of them got tricked like that. They signed the contract so fast. You know what I mean? So they signed the contract. There's a lot of ghostwriters, you know what I mean? A lot of songwriters that's signed to a label.
Yeah.
You know, like they are assigned to a label, and the label, you know, they pay them what they pay them to write the songs that they write. And that's it. Now, if the song goes big, the song goes big. But if you didn't negotiate that in your contract, is really not much of an argument that you could really bring up to those guys, because they're going to look at it and be like, hey, you agreed to this at this time and point.
Exactly.
And if you don't like it, there's ways that you could go about it, but that's gonna cost you. It's gonna cost you a lot of money. So unless you're willing to keep losing money and not getting nothing back, you better figure out a way where you could lose the money to invest to get the money that you lost back. Because that's what all of these big time rappers do. If you look at it, Drake, Future, all of them, they did the same exact thing. And they got to a certain level and they had leverage in the game at this point. They bought their masters and their copyrights back. This is why they're able to sell their catalog, which is a whole nother ballgame, because what's happening in the industry is your catalog is getting treated like stocks. So anybody can really invest in it now. You know, like if you want to really be in this music business, like you say, take out a stock in somebody's copyrights, and then you'll get paid off of that. And that little bit of money, you could use that to fund what you want to do in the industry. But you could literally go and literally have a percentage of somebody's record right now.
If you could give some advice to some brand new independent artists and some independent artists that have been on the grind for years, however many years, what would it be?
Keep doing what you're doing.
How can they, if they're doing what they're doing and it's not working, what can they do differently?
Okay, if they're doing stuff and they're not getting good results, now, are they not getting good results, or are they not getting the results that they want? Because getting good results and not getting the results you want is two different things. Now, you could be getting good results, but being that those results are not the results that you want to see, you might feel like you're not getting good results. This is why you have to have a business mind and understand what you're looking at, understand what you want out the game. Because you could be definitely getting good results. If somebody's commenting on something and telling you they don't like how this sounds, if you would have done it this way, that's not a bad result. They're telling you that you have something, but if you would have did it more tasteful to their desire, they would have stuck with it. Now, you could take that into consideration and do something like that, or you could take that and be like, they don't know what they're talking about. But that's your result that you got. What do you want? Do you want them to be like, oh, I love this? Now, if they say that they love it, then what is the result that you're going to do back for them now? Are you going to give them something else?
No press is bad press, bro. No comment is a bad comment. I've always said, anytime I post anything on a song, a video, a reel, if you want to talk shit, just do it in the comments. Please, just do it in the comments, you know?
I mean, that goes for a lot of things, but when you're really trying to take your business serious, you're not going to want no bad press. You're going to want to figure out a way to turn that bad press into likable press.
But that's what I'm point. That's the whole point, is like you go in the comments, you know, press, the new idea of press, you know, as far as the social media hustle goes, when you get comments, you get some negative comments, you have a conversation with that person. You don't attack them. But the other day, you know, I think I said, you know, I had a guy talking about my age on one comment, and it really just sparked a conversation between him and I. And he was like, yo, I'm really not talking shit. I'm like, yo, okay, cool, you know, like, that's fine. And really, I think it just, if you could turn any comment into a conversation, there's a benefit to that.
See, I feel like with social media, a lot of people think they're talking shit, and then a lot of people take that somebody's talking shit when they're really not. Because I be doing the same thing, and I be trying to tell people, I'm not talking shit, bro. I'm like, don't take it too personal. This is just social media. You know what I mean? I'm just engaging back with the comments and with the posts. I don't even give a shit, to be honest with you, bro. You can be mad, you can not be mad, but just don't take it too personal, because literally I'm going to forget about this shit in like the next 10 seconds. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, if somebody's literally talking shit in the comments and they literally live by that, then they just need to find something else better to do. There's so much stuff going on in the world that you could really be making an issue of than something that somebody's trying to create.
Damn right, bro. Damn right.
You know what I'm saying? There's more issues that's really going on in the world. If you really felt that way, transfer that energy from my shit. I could take this down and you could really go ham on something else that's a bigger matter, and you might have better results than both of us. You feel what I'm saying? But you're sitting here talking trash in the comments. nobody's really gonna pay attention to that. You
Yeah.
feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Nobody's gonna pay attention to that. Like the only way people is gonna pay attention to that if there's some truth to the trash that they're talking. And if there's some truth to the trash that they're talking, then maybe you should really consider changing something. Like, you feel what I'm saying? Like, if there's some truth in the trash they're talking, then maybe you should change something. Maybe you'll get
If
better
you can't
results.
win any argument about that shit, maybe you're wrong, bro, and that's okay.
Maybe you're
Just
wrong.
go, you know.
Maybe you're wrong. Like, some people hate to hear that they're wrong, especially artists. Like, they hate to hear that they're wrong. They hate to hear that this wasn't it. You know what I mean? But if Michael Jackson was to sit here and tell somebody how many times they told him that ain't it, that ain't it, do it over, and he went in there and done it over, and they was like, nah,
Go back.
there it go, right there.
Go back.
And then he was like, whew, thank God, I thought we would have never got it. We got it. You know what I mean? Like, you can't be like that. You know what I mean? If you're trying to be great, then you gotta literally mold yourself to be great. You know what I mean? Like Jay-Z, Drake, all of these people did not just pop out great. You feel what I'm saying? Like, they soaked some stuff in and they added that to their character that was already great to make them greater. Like good can turn to better. Like, you know what I mean? Better can turn to great. Great can turn to greater. You can't stay where you're at, get all of this advice and all of this input, and then say all of that is bad, all of that is negative. They don't know. I mean, take some of it in, listen to it a little bit, look at it from their perspective. You know, they're a consumer.
Absolutely right, bro. Absolutely right. What does success in life and music look like to you?
Well, success in life is being happy, healthy, and living out righteously. Being successful in the music business depends on the person. Depends on what you want.
I'm asking about you. What does it look like to you?
Being successful is just making a living off of doing music. That's success to me. If you can make a living off of doing music, that's successful. I don't care if you made $1. That's successful, because there's people that you hear on the radio that's not making $1 off their radio. So just because you hear them on the radio does not mean that they're more successful. So as long as you're doing what you love in this industry and you're getting compensated the way you want to be compensated for, that's successful in this industry. Because that doesn't exist. You feel what I mean? Like, that's just the reality. It doesn't exist that way. So when you go to these record companies, remember, you are not on a payroll. They are. You're not on a payroll. You do not get a check from your record company. You do not go there as an employee. You are a client of their establishment. You are not an employee. You do not get health care. You do not get benefits. You do not get 401ks. If you do, these are things that you put into your contract, that you negotiated. That shit does not come standard. So think on that real hard and clear when you want to get in this industry, because there's jobs that's going to pay you to go to work. This industry is not going to pay you to come here. You're going to pay them.
Yep.
You're going to keep paying them until you reach a level where you got leverage, and then they're going to pay you.
Damn right.
That's how this industry works. You pay to get where you at, and then when you're there, hopefully you're nice enough that they start paying. But you could literally go right now to a 7-Eleven. They're going to pay you to come in there at whatever time. They're going to pay you to take customers. They're going to pay you to wipe the counter. They're going to pay you to restock.
Yep.
And on top of that, they're going to give you benefits. Just keep that in mind when you want to be in this industry. Because if you really want to get paid and you want to be in this industry, it's just get an application for the record company. You know, work for the company as a secretary or as a janitor or something.
Yep.
Join, fill out an application for the record company. If you're really, really serious and you want to get in the game and you don't have the crazy budget or crazy knowledge, apply to the record companies. You feel what I'm saying? They're going to pay you to come there. You feel what I'm saying? And then you'll be in the loop. You'll learn the stuff that you will want to learn to be in the business that you want to be in. Because any other way, you're going to have to pay to do it. You feel what I'm saying? Like, you're going to have to pay for interviews. You're going to have to pay for blogs. You're going to have to pay for the beat. You're going to have to pay to record it. Even if you record it yourself, you're going to have to pay for the equipment. So either way, you're paying to go to work. when you could literally get paid to go to work? The choice is really yours.
It's up to you how bad you want it and how bad you want what. Is there anything that I didn't think to ask or I didn't know to ask you about your background? About, I mean, you've been in this game for a minute. You know, is there anything that I don't know about you that I didn't think to ask that you feel like you want to or want or should talk about?
Nah, man. Honestly, I'm probably like the biggest nobody that everybody knows in the industry. Like I just made my name by networking.
Yeah.
And thanks to social media, it's easier because I come from a time where we didn't have it, and you couldn't just go on BMI or ASCAP, and you couldn't like
No,
all of that
bro.
shit. Like I'm about to be 36. That shit was new to me to learn. Like, how the hell is all of these artists putting their music out like that? Like, this shit never happened before. Like, you know what I mean? So I had to really take baby steps and understand and learn the game that we're in now is nothing like the game that we were in before. But some of the mechanism and the methods that they did back then still works now. Like, if you was to look at all of the blogs that I was on, and if a person was to look at the person that wrote my blogs and then emailed and DM that person, I'm pretty sure you could get a blog written about you too, because that's how I got my blog. I looked at people that I've seen that was up and coming in my area that got blogs, and I'm like, how the fuck they get on that blog? They're not gonna tell me how they got on that blog. They might want to hide it. They might not want to tell me the truth. They might not want to say that they paid this person. Whatever the case may be, they might not want to tell me. What I did was I looked at the person that wrote the blog and I messaged him. One of my homeboys told me, like, yo, do that. That's what he did. And he's lit. So why wouldn't I follow something that somebody that's doing that's lit already around my area? He gave me the shout out my boy YQ. He gave me the game plan. He was like, bro, I know it's gonna sound crazy because the time that we're living in, but trust me, it works. He said, all of the blogs that I'm on, all of the people that you see that wrote about me, email them, follow them, DM them, and be like, yo, bro, I seen that you wrote this article on this guy YQ. I know him. I make music too. We're in the same neighborhood. We're in the same area. If they covered him in that area, he's only a town away from me. Why wouldn't they want to cover somebody else in the next town that's up and coming? You just really got to think. It's not that hard. You just really got to think. That's what they were doing back in the day. Only thing that was harder back in the day, they had to physically walk to all of these places. Now you don't got to walk. You don't got to walk.
Facts, bro. Facts, bro. You do it in the comfort of your own damn bedroom, man.
I sat right there on my phone. Boop, 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 boop. I mean, all of these apps and stuff make it super easier. You could just blast the message. So now you could blast one message to all different type of blog writers with the same story for all of them to know just to break the ice. I guarantee you one or two of them is going to hit you back.
Damn right, bro. That's fucking
They want to be on top of the next hot talent too. As part of their job is to stay up to date with the next hot artist. If you feel like you're the next hot artist, well, you need to tap into the people that's blogging and talking about these hot artists. You think they're just doing this for no reason? No, they're doing it because people want to hear it. People want to know about them. So if you feel like you are that person, then you need to get in contact with those people. Trust me, they'll put you in a position. Now, are you going to be ready for the position? Hopefully. This is where you have your catalog. This is where you have all of your songs ready to go. So don't just be sitting here idling with 5 songs, because let's say those 5 songs are a hit and they want to work with you. Then what? You don't got no other material. So now they got to work with you to make some new material after you just gave them 5 amazing songs. Practice and perfect your craft. Always practice and perfect your craft.
Fact,
no matter
bro.
what's going on, always practice and perfect your craft. Have that stuff stacked up. At this age and this time that we're in, you can't have nothing more than content. So the more content you have, the more you're going to be winning. You got to have content now, you ain't got to put it out. You can sit on it. Ain't no time limit on putting that out. You can take a picture now, you ain't got to post it there.
Nope.
They make you think you got to do that, but you don't have to do that. You could, spread it out. Monetize it. You know what I mean? Like, do what they're doing.
Exactly.
If you notice, they don't give you everything at one shot. You think Apple couldn't have given you everything at one shot? No, they said, we're not going to give this out. We're going to make them wait. We're going to make them fall in love with this product Let them get adjusted with this product. Let them get bored and tired with this product. Then we're gonna hit them with something else. You feel what I'm
Facts.
saying?
Facts. You got anything coming up you want to talk about?
I got a few things coming up. They're still in the works, so it's kind of hard to really talk about them. But I definitely got a shitload of music that's about to drop between Apple, Spotify, and Audio Mac and SoundCloud. I'm gonna have a bunch of records dropping, and then I'm gonna be working on a couple of collaboration records for some other artists that's gonna be coming out. And I'm also working on this short film. So those are the things that I really got working on that I'm really focused on right now.
Hell yeah, bro. Can you talk about the short film at all?
I'm still writing it.
Okay.
So
Okay. Hell yeah, bro. That's what's up, man.
any ideas that y'all have is more than welcome. I'm still writing it, but it will be on an app that you could watch, like probably like Tubi or Peacock or something like that. It's definitely gonna be on one of those type of platforms. And yeah, I'm excited. I'm just trying to figure out the best type of short film to work on, and then just getting the script down packed. I just got offered the opportunity probably like 2-3 days ago. Even though it was something that I've been thinking about doing for a while, the opportunity is getting closer and closer. So I'm just gonna try to dive deep in that. So any artists that want to get their music put into that project or want to be a part of the project, please shoot me a DM.
Hell yeah, bro. That's what's up, man. This has been an awesome episode of Character Asked It with Breadwinner. I appreciate your time, bro. I appreciate y'all's time. I'll see you next time. Peace out.
Peace, everybody. Thank y'all. Stay safe.